Hi, welcome to the video. So a lot of people, when they think of pentatonic scale, they're probably going to think of your minor pentatonic, maybe the major, or one of the other fingerings that is created from those same notes. But pentatonic scale is just a 5-note scale, so it can be really any group of 5 notes. I'm really limited to ones that are within a key. So within a key, without repeating notes, without going outside key, there's 21 possible groupings of 5 that you can do. So I'll show you a chart that shows all of those. And I also, just so you can hear that there's quite a variety in the different sounds of these pentatonics. I'm going to demonstrate 9 examples of fingerings from 9 of those different scales. So first let me go and play this. Now I'm going to put it all together so it's kind of like a lick, but when I wrote these out I didn't actually intend to combine them together. That was more of an afterthought. And then I'll go into them individually, and both these handouts you'll be able to download for free at my Patreon page. The link's in the description. You don't have to remember. So here they are. Okay, so there's 9. You can kind of hear they almost sound like licks on their own, and that's because they're not ones you're as familiar hearing as just this, which I think immediately just sounds like a scale. So this, once you actually create licks from these different patterns, you can really free up a lot of possibilities, and that's something I want to do in the future, is go more in depth into videos on individual ones of these and show you fingerings across the whole neck for one of these shapes, and then continue it as like an ongoing series. But if you want that, make sure you like or give a positive comment on this video to let me know that that's something you're actually interested in. So let's go and jump into this. So this first one, basically what I did is I've been using these shapes for many years, decades, but I never really, I mostly use them just in improvising. Simplifying the scales that I'm already playing and not really necessarily developing the whole fingerings for them. So I wrote down all the ones I could think of, and then I double checked it with the combination calculator online, basically on a math site, to make sure I had every combination that was possible. So that's what this is. This is the same order the calculator put out. So this isn't aimed at music, it's just different combinations of 5 within a 7-note grouping. A lot of these don't have actual names to them. I wrote down some of the ones that did have names, like the arpeggios and the regular minor pentatonic, which you'll have 3 different ones that are within the minor pentatonic, because within this key you could play it on A, D, or E. This is all in the key of C major. And you'll get different groupings of notes. So that's why you have 3 for that. Now let's go ahead and go and let me hold this so you can make sure you see all of them. But again, you can download this for free. Let me go ahead and jump into playing these. Now you might have noticed on that sheet that a lot of times they were just going 1-note difference. So you'd have A, B, C, D, E, then you have A, B, C, D, F, and A, B, C, D, G, etc. I kept them in that simple order just so that you could easily see that they're only usually changing 1 note at a time as they go through the different possibilities. Now that might not seem like it makes much of a difference, but if you think about a natural minor scale and a harmonic minor scale, for example, only have 1-note difference. Same thing with a natural minor to a Dorian or a natural minor to a Phrygian. There's only 1 note changing. So you can get a lot of variety even just changing 1 note. Now if you jump to ones that aren't adjacent on this list, then you might get more notes than 1 changing on. So let's jump into this. So on this sheet, where I wrote down the other ones, I put numbers next to them, the circled ones, and that's referring back to the other sheet to show you which one on the chart I'm using. Now, I'm not always using them in the order they did, because just like a minor pentatonic, you can play off A, you can play off G, you can play off C. So in some cases, I wanted you to be able to see this so you could reference it, but in some cases it sounds better to center around one of the other notes. So I took a variety of different notes, not necessarily always starting them on A. So let's go and jump into this. The first one I did is just an A, D, E, F, G pattern. So just starting on A on this one. And to me, this one kind of sounds, I'm just rolling my finger there from the sevens, this one kind of sounds more like a D type scale. So if I was playing it, I'd maybe center around that more. Next one is also a kind of centered on D. So I'm just going to start on the D for this finger. Now this one's kind of interesting because it's got some thirds in it. It actually has D minor 7 arpeggio inside it. It also has an F major 7 inside it and A minor arpeggio inside. So it's got those 3 arpeggios inside. So right away that gives you more opportunities to mix arpeggios with the scale, because if I'm playing the A minor arpeggio, then I'm just adding 2 extra notes to that arpeggio. If I'm playing the D minor 7, I'm actually only adding 1 extra note to it. So again, if I do individual videos, I'll get into the details of what arpeggios can fit into them also. But most of the time when I use these, I'll be going back and forth from maybe my 7-note scale into one of these 5-note ones. So the next one is starting on the B. Now, this one's basically, to me, it's like a major 7. Because there's a C major 7, it's just adding this note in. So it's like a C major 7 with an add 4 or add 11. It's also called the P-log scale. When I was looking up, trying to find names for these, I came across that if you start on the E as a root. But to me, the names aren't that important unless it adds something to it. You know, it's important to me to know the basics like Mixolydian, Phrygian, because those are used all the time. But a lot of the exotic names don't really have a lot of meaning to them, in my opinion, because, for example, when I was looking up exotic scales, a C major pentatonic is also called the Mongolian pentatonic, but no one uses that. The D pentatonic from the A minor fingering is actually Egyptian or suspended pentatonic, but I'm still going to just think of it as A minor starting on D. So anyways, a lot of the exotic names actually, the only thing exotic is the name, not necessarily the shape. So anyways, this one I'm doing. This one I'm just doing is a 3-octave. 3-octave scale. Then the next one is a C, D, E, F, G scale. And this one I just started on the E note. Because again, sometimes I found them more interesting to start on a different note than what the chart spit out. And then the next one's an A, B, C, D, G scale. This one actually started on the A. And the next one is A, C, E, F, G, number 14 on the list. This one I'm using my 3rd finger there just to put me in position better for the rest of the scale. Next one is A, B, D, F, G. I'm starting on the B note this time. And then the last 2 I'm going to show on here are ones I've already done videos on. So if you're interested in more detailed fingerings for them, I did 2 Hirajoshi videos. That was the first one on kind of different pentatonics a day. Got kind of carried away. Did like 15 fingerings for it. So this is one of those. And then the other one I just recently did, it was entitled Jeff Beck scale or Mixolydian pentatonic, and that's this one. And in that video, I did 8 different fingerings on. So anyways, let's go and take a look at those. So this is all the ones I just played on it. And again, each one of these scales, though, could create 8 to 10 other fingerings from it in 2, 3-octave. You can do ones that are 2 notes per string. You can do shifting ones, just like any other pentatonic scale. So I think we'll leave it at that for this week. Thanks for watching, and if you are interested in me running through some of these more individually and creating licks from them and showing different possible fingerings, again, leave a like and that will let me know that you're interested. Thanks for watching.